Hey, this is your names, and welcome to the first ever 1 hour challenge with other people! Both Zealous Feathers and One are hoping to join me in this challenge, and possibly Cosmonaut or Gonzo if they can find time. But just for a refresher, I'll go over the rules. First, I send out a challenge to anyone and everyone who is interested. I might even end up posting it later on. They have 1 hour to record footage for that challenge and either fail or succeed. Now at the end of the video, after editing, they will put in a universal end card which I'll have up on Spirit Wolf Google Plus Photos - something or other, which will state failure or success in this challenge. Now on your end, you can vote for their video by liking it, or leave a comment for another challenge you would like to see. I'll be looking through all of the videos that are posted for the 1 hour challenge that weekend. And for whichever video gets the most likes as of Monday night, that person will be a winner and their video put as the trailer as Spirit Wolf Press for that week. Now you can always suggest things that we can do later on, such as winners and losers do such and such for the next week, or receive something or other. Very open-ended. But on to the challenge. This week's challenge was to make 2 different crafts. They can be identical, as you will see later. One that will fly around the monolith, return to about 20 meters from the runway, where the second one will meet up, dock, and if need be, refuel the first craft, which will then take another trip around the monument and come back to the runway. Hopefully, if all succeeds, they will succeed or fail, as you will see. Not giving anything away. Now, I started off this challenge, as always, in the VAB, and I created this car-like mechanism with tank steering, which I really enjoy and wish they had on more of the wheels. But I dismount and almost fail. Luckily, 1 in a million chance, I make it. Hurrah! Now I go in, once again, VAB, and I make this plane of sorts. I call it the car plane. I really need a display. I make a car plane, which looks really nice, and I'd like to try it out later. But evidently, not in this challenge, because many a times I try and dock, and, well, failures, and 0 gravity failures. Very nice. Now, with the time crunch, I decided to build something directly onto the first craft. Then I'd have to undock that, let it stand up, and then just have it fall back on when it's in range. But failures, and you've got the drill. So that was a complete and utter failure, so I beg, tag, and leave it for dead, and go to the VAB? Yes, VAB! Wait, did I say VAB earlier? Now, I started off this challenge, as always, in the VAB. Yeah, I'm the smart one. So we move on in the VAB, and we build this death trap of a system, which doesn't work at all. So I have many funny fails of falling Febreze, falling Febreze, and destroying parts that never should have been there. So after the first 30 minutes of this challenge wasted, I go back into the SPH. Finally got that right. And I take away the front of this old car, leaving one of the docking ports just sitting there. Put on a new flat front cockpit, very nice, and put it back together. Now, my thinking behind this was I would make 2 of these. One would be the first and one would be the second craft. One would go out, fly around, the second would meet it up next to the runway, and because they're identical crafts, they would match up perfectly. Now, without further ado, we give you Jub, who, for once in his lifetime, gets off the runway correctly by jolting off with the engine. And I almost forget how to drive. Many fails, but on the first attempt, I do get to the monolith. The Single Lith. Wait. But Jeb, being the cocky, high-hatted person that he is, don't even think that's a saying, but being who Jeb is, he is Jebish, and he gloats so much that he decides to run underneath the monolith because it is floating in the air in this 21.1 save. Now he goes for the cinematic shot and dies a violent death. Good, Jebediah is still alive. So we go once again, dismounting correctly. And we go to the monolith, and we're cutting close on time. So he runs fast, drives fast, and we cut it too short, so we have to loop around once more correctly, going as fast as possible. Thank you, Jeb. Now we take off and watch as I can stop in a dime. Wow, I'm pretty far away. That was a pretty small dime. So, remember that later. I keep going, jolt one more time, and actually get in 20 meters or so of the runway. Pretty nice. Now, the second one. Manned with Bill, who evidently cannot dismount. Yeah, wasting time, Bill. Thank you. But we get him off the runway, and he lines up. More. Thank you. More. You would not pass your driver's test, Bill. And this happens. As soon as the wheel goes down, it pops off. Well, you can't see it pop off because it actually is holding us up. So I switch over to the next craft, do the same thing, and now both of them do not have a front wheel, which is quite problematic, seeing how I only had 9 minutes left. So I go for a bust, and literally bust everything in my path with Jebediah in the cockpit. Now Jeb, being the wise, as in not as stupid person that he is, states, if Kerbals were meant to fly, Squad would have given us wings. So if you did like this fail, please like and comment on your own behalf. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next 1 hour challenge or being another challenger.